Random history of the day, the state of Christianity in the Roman Empire. Between the years 50 and 200, Christianity grew quietly and slowly throughout the empire. Christians do not take part in Roman religions. Render unto Caesar the things that are Caesar's, and unto God the things that are God's, as Jesus says in Mark 12:17. Some Christians believe that Roman gods are as good as fake, as bad as demons in disguise. Romans believe that Roman Christians are bad because they're angering the gods, and that they are dirty rebels because all they do is worship the one God and ignore the Roman gods. Diocletian comes out with the Edicts of Persecution, stating that all Roman citizens must go to a temple and sacrifice, receive a receipt, and then must be able to present the receipt. If they choose not to, they may face charges or are even fed to the lions. Some Christians buy fake receipts, but are they good Christians? Some sacrifice while crossing their fingers, but are they good Christians? That's a question that needs to be answered at this time. If a bishop buys a fake receipt, are they still a bishop? It's a hard time to be a Christian. Christianity is based off the book, so they start to make their own books, the Gospels and so on. But which books do they take their words from? Christianity is a stable religion. Actually, no, it's not at all. It fractures quickly. All agree that there is one God, one Son. But what books do they believe in? One group may believe that the Old Testament may be right, while others revise it to their liking. They fight all day about it, they still do. But they have labels for this. If one group hates another, they brand them as heretics. Of course, they themselves are orthodox, or correct. There is no one authority to regulate this. Now to Constantine. On the morning of the Battle of the Milvian Bridge, he has a vision. Something appears in the sky. What is it? Sources can't decide for sure. He sees some type of apparition he takes to be the Christian God, telling him that he will be victorious if he switches teams. He wins the battle, believing he was guided by God. Now all of a sudden, the true Orthodox is the emperor. If we recall, Christians render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. But what does that make Caesar? Just a dude? Absolutely not. When we look at Eusebius's In Praise of Constantine, Eusebius, the biographer of Constantine, says that all sorts of great things happen to Constantine, primarily because he is divinely guided. He is not God, but he is close. Eusebius blurs the lines. He says, the author of our festival is the supreme sovereign, and I mean by supreme sovereign is the one who is truly supreme. Wow, thanks Eusebius for clearing that up. Who's he talking about? It's hard to say. Constantine makes Christianity legal. Now let's talk about architecture a little. There is no Christian architecture before Constantine. The Pomerium is an imaginary line to mark sacred Rome from the outside. Constantine builds his early Christian buildings outside this line. Constantine's aristocracy does not convert all at once with him. He puts his buildings outside the line to honor those that are still going with the Roman religion. He does build St. Peter's Basilica. The location was picked on purpose. Old St. Peter's is built over a Roman necropolis. It was originally on a hill. Constantine leveled it to put this giant church. Directly beneath the high altar was a humble tomb. It is full of graffiti left by Christians. The grave was that of Peter. At least it was thought to be the grave of Peter in the 4th century. That's what the graffiti said anyway. This is the moment when the idea of relics really explodes. Relics means things left over in Latin. Constantine uses this building as something of a relic to Peter. He inherits a world where Christians are in disharmony in regards to how Christians should act. He experiments with coercing Christians to get along. That doesn't work. Just look at what he did to the Donatists. They are a North African group of Christians, the descendants of those who headed for the hills during the great persecutions. Donatists are mad when bishops' jobs come to their way. They are filled by the descendants of those who appeased the Romans. Remember those people who sacrifice with their fingers crossed? Those people. Are they really Christians? The Donatists don't think so. Constantine gets a group together to judge on it. They side with those who appeased. Constantine writes a letter to the Donatists telling them that God hates them for being splinter groups and they need to behave. They refuse to obey, obviously, so Constantine throws them in jail. That's not a good way to deal with things. Constantine operated under the idea that Christianity, his way, was orthodox. Everybody else was a heretic. Well, at least Christianity had some type of standard.